So, what maybe prompted Husco to invest in steer-by-wire technology? Is the company seeing increased requests for such technology or adoption of it within the mobile equipment market? And if so, what's kind of driving that?
Yeah. Again, comes back to the history a little bit of Husco. We don't generally do things in the cab. We're a hydraulic valve manufacturer, hydraulic controls manufacturer. Anything that controls the machine, we like to have a part of. And so, one thing, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 years ago, our one of our big customers kind of told us that they weren't happy with how steer-by-wire or non-hydraulic steering wheels felt, nor how much they cost. They felt like the market was there was no market that allowed them to go down the steer-by-wire path. And we kind of took that and said, okay, we'll research, we'll look, and there's got to be something. And as we looked, we found out that there really wasn't. And so we had some steer-by-wire valves on the market at that point, and we realized if we want to sell more valves, that we need to figure out the solution for the operator. And so a lot of research, we found out what existed out there today, and it was expensive, it was big, it was complex, and it just didn't feel like something that would be acceptable in our market and off highway and for our OEMs. And so that's when we took on ourselves to put together a group and really figure out what can we do. And at the same time, our automotive division, the other half of Husco, was working on ways to actuate things on an engine, actuate things on a car without oil pressure. As efficiency was a bigger and bigger play, oil
Mm.
pressure was maybe not as free as it used to be. And so they were doing a lot of investigation to low cost brushless DC motors and low cost brushless DC actuators and drives. And so we said, hey, if we could take some of the low cost, kind of high quality things that our automotive division's working on and put it into off highway in a steering system, that could be pretty interesting. But the cost still wasn't there. And so until we came up with this idea to remove all the ancillary batteries and controllers with this Gen Steer concept, that's when we knew we had something. We could do something that was high quality and cost effective from our automotive division with BLDC motors. It gave all the features and functionalities that operators wanted to be able to add through software, and then the elegance and safety of a traditional orbital system today with using that operator power as the backup. We could do it all into one steer-by-wire system. And so there we had a market differentiator that met all of our customers' needs. Steer-by-wire has been talked about for decades, but
Mm.
we believe until we kind of figured out this solution, it wasn't attainable. It wasn't mass market accepted because of the cost and complexity. And we believe we've really changed that story now with GenSteer.
And so, how do you guys maybe see use of steer-by-wire systems kind of continuing to progress in the coming years, particularly in the heavier duty equipment market?
Yeah, I think it progresses in a lot of different ways.
Mm.
And I think the big way it progresses is through first just switching over to steer-by-wire, get
Mm.
it to work the same,
Mm.
prove that steer-by-wire is possible. I think anybody who's went on YouTube and found out you can look at a steer-by-wire Cybertruck from the early days and see how bad it acted, see how disassociated the steering wheel was from the wheels, and everybody kind of thinks that's steer-by-wire. So I think the first thing is prove that steer-by-wire can be as good, if not some of the trials we're doing are showing that it's better. We actually have to slow down steer-by-wire in certain cases to make it the same as today. And so with GenSteer, we allow the OEM to have a similarly priced steer-by-wire system versus their existing system today, to where they could just put it on without having to offer grandiose features and then start incrementally showing more and more features and more capability after the user base is accepting of it. And I think that's a win-win for everybody. Don't try to make everything work out of the box, just get
Mm.
acceptance of it. And the way to do that is to make it very similar price and then add the features, then add the functionality, then start offering all these other things. But first, you have to get that operator to say, "Yeah, I like that. I want that." And
Mhm.
so those are kind of the steps we're going for: is get it to market, working as good or better than the current solution, and then allow the OEMs to add the features. So allow the OEMs to add software, add functionality, change parameters, do all these other options and opportunities that steer-by-wire gives you, so that way each OEM can differentiate themselves in the steer-by-wire market. Some may go after automated driving, some might go after haptic feedback to the operator, some may go after new cab design, and all of that's possible with one steer-by-wire solution.